What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and when you are a fan website that is supposedly by and for fans of a specific IP, and you decide to try to virtue signal for woke points and throw so many of your fans under the bus, labeling them racist, labeling them misogynistic, labeling them bigots, all because they might not completely agree with your opinion, that is not a good recipe for success, and that's what we're seeing with the OneRing.net, supposedly built by and for fans of Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings lore. It is disgusting what we are seeing with this Twitter account right now, going after so many fans all over a disagreement. Take a look at this. This is from their Twitter account, which has been very active the past day or so, the past 24 hours, not only with virtue signals, but attacking and belittling fans. It's disgusting. And I have heard about this website for quite some time. I would consider myself a Lord of the Rings normie, right? I'm a fan. I read the books. I watched the movies. I really enjoyed them, but I was never super into it like so many people around the world are. However, I do have a lot of respect for J.R.R. Tolkien, what he did, the lore that was built, the time and the dedication and the craftsmanship that went into this entire saga and all the lore behind it. But this is the OneRing.net. Now, listen, maybe they've decided to do this. They've decided to go so hard to defend what Amazon is about to do with this woke Lord of the Rings series. Maybe they're going so hard about that because they realize that if they can't talk about that, then they can't talk about anything. They are definitively shilling for this series. This is the tweet that they put out the other day. Listen, we've been dealing with homophobic comments for decades, and it's still wrong. This is completely unprovoked. Whatever toxic arguments are being said now about Lord of the Rings fandom and adaptations is the same trash that said Ian McKellen was the worst affront to Tolkien's legacy ever. Hashtag Pride, so using Pride Month to virtue signal. Cogent, respectful debate on Tolkien's always welcome, but homophobic, racist, misogynistic trash is always a case for banning. It's not what Tolkien fandom is, wants, or welcomes. We used to be able to ban in the era of message boards, but in the era of social media, the platforms can't keep toxicity out of our community. We can mute and block, but that's only for this account's feed. Twitter's not a community simply because it lacks anti-troll tools. Nasty people still show up in replies because their toxic friend subtweeted us. Now, this is very much a passive-aggressive shot at Gary from Nerdrotic. Of that, there can be no doubt. They're labeling him and anyone who thinks like him, apparently, as racist, misogynist, toxic, whatever it may be. If you still think Ian McKellen is the worst and that Catholic Tolkien would have never approved, I beg you read more of Tolkien's book and letters. He was woke, saying J.R.R. Tolkien was woke, stood against hate, embraced all cultures in life and fiction. It's why his books are translated in every language. If you think Ian McKellen gets a pass, but whatever Amazon is doing is a disgrace to Tolkien, please think more on your personal bias before tweeting. Our block button's very active, and if you retweet, enable toxic voices in the name of free speech. You do not love Tolkien. Hashtag Pride gives us some of the greatest performances beyond all expectations. I will say this. When I watched Lord of the Rings and I saw Ian McKellen as Gandalf, I didn't even know he was gay. And to be quite honest, it didn't matter. When it does matter is when you start to change the content, when you start to change the lore. Like, for instance, if in the Lord of the Rings series, when they put it on TV, they decided to have Gandalf butt-fucking someone. Regardless of Ian McKellen's sexuality, that would have been a problem because it's like, where did this come from? Why is this happening? Why are you deciding to change what is going on? That wasn't the case, which is why he was so beloved. No one, when I say no one, I mean 99.9% of people, they didn't give a fuck about Ian McKellen's sexuality, and a lot of people didn't even know, because back in that day, it wasn't required that you put your pronouns everywhere, that you tell everybody who you want to fuck. It just didn't matter. Now, in 2021, it suddenly does. Well, they got absolutely fucking ass blasted by so many people. We're going to talk about a few of these. That's strange. I was obsessively following every article, post, thread, and didn't see any of this. Maybe there was a couple, maybe a few, nothing worth taking seriously. This is how it begins. Throw fans under the bus for access. Disappointed, but not surprised in the least. Now, what this is referring to for access Listen, these people are clearly getting information about the Amazon series, the one that's going to be completely woke if our indications are correct, and if the way that they're behaving is correct. That's why they're doing this, to try to keep their access and distance themselves from anyone who is critical of what seems to be an incredibly heavily identity politics driven show from Amazon. So Gary put him on blast. Now, he says, ignorance does not preclude fact. Ian McKellen wrote on the subject. And yeah, Ian McKellen did write a little few paragraphs basically saying, yeah, I had a couple people that got upset that a gay person was playing Gandalf. That's what Ian McKellen said. I'm sure there were a few irrelevant fucking people. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, they are just that, irrelevant. Just some guy. Also, in 20 years of being obsessed with the films, I've never heard anyone, not a single soul, say anything negative about Ian McKellen, let alone anything about him being gay. Stop being a fool of a took. And this was just a few of the multiple threads where OneRing.net was attacking fans and labeling them. And then it got a little interesting, didn't it? Because One Ring said, ignorance does not preclude fact. McKellen wrote on the subject. Just some guy said, are you talking about this? Some chat rooms 20 years ago? Come on. No one thinks Amazon's show will suck because the actors might be gay. People think it'll suck because Amazon isn't going to respect the lore. Now, this tweet has been deleted by the tweet author, but luckily we got some screenshots and we got an archive. We can even see the archive. One Ring says, respect the lore is becoming coded language for racist perspectives on a text that never describes color. And of course, the reason they're doing this is because they got absolutely fucking ratioed. There was, when I last saw it, it was about 300 replies, 129 quote tweets, and 17 likes. They got obliterated. Why are they getting obliterated? Well, maybe it's because just some guy is a black dude and they were just insinuating that he is a fucking racist. Yeah, I'm black and I don't use coded language. I say exactly what I mean. Tolkien describes what the Elder and Edain, I don't know how to pronounce that one, Edain look like multiple times in his books. I suggest you put down the phone and read the book since you apparently never have. They are getting fucking annihilated. So now they're going out and deleting tweets, but it didn't stop there. They are still on this today. I want to show you guys what OneRing.net replied just a few moments ago. This was, I guess it's about an hour ago now. Feed the angry nerd content machine. Enjoy the revenues, replying to Gary. Because Gary simply says, respect the lore means respect the lore. See you on YouTube. So these people, these bitter, angry people that are mad that people are getting attention, that are mad that people like Gary, when they're critical of Lord of the Rings Amazon series, seemingly going after identity politics, seemingly wanting to make it softcore porn because they want to make it like Game of Thrones, guys. We just want to replicate Game of Thrones when that's not what this story is about. They are changing the lore. They're changing races. They're going to change sexualities. They want sex scenes inserted in this because they think that's all that can succeed in today's entertainment industry. Spoiler alert, that's not what people are looking for. People are simply looking for great storytelling. This gets proven time and time again, yet people still have this desire to go woke. And OneRing.net was not done there when it comes to attacking fans, when it comes to doing things like this. And after, interestingly enough, they called out Nerdrotic specifically by name, again, getting ratioed for this. They're trying to ask Gary to define woke when they are the ones who used it in the first place. They are the ones, when we go back to their thread, right? I think I can find it. They are the ones that said Tolkien was woke, right? He was woke, stood against hate, embraced all cultures in life and fiction. And when we go to Lady Gravemaster, right? When we go to Lady Gravemaster, we can find it right here. They continue to talk about fans, continue to block people, continue to delete tweets when they get wrecked. The 50,000 negative tweets yesterday definitely prove I missed the mark on the point being made with a single word. Thank you for realigning the conversation. She says this is gaslighting. It wasn't just a word. It was an entire thread accusing Tolkien's and fans of being racist, sexist, and misogynist. Then you went on to state as fact that Tolkien was woke without even knowing what the definition of the word was. And you can see right here, this verified Twitter account, this absolute bitch, this absolute fucking fucking loser goes on a Spurgfest. We're not going to read the entire thing because it's literal insanity, but goes on a Spurgfest talking about how Tolkien wrote racist shit, and it's a thing for white supremacist fans to gravitate to. That's what this person says, and how does the One Ring reply? They say, great thread. They say, great thread. Are you kidding me? I want to open this up for you guys so you can actually see it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. His caste system and descriptions of the elves are explicitly colorist. His Easterlings are literal racial stereotypes. Over and over and over again. What do Whiterun accounts gain from doing shit like this? These blatant lies validate the tantrums of unhinged right-wingers and are a slap in the face to marginalized fans who are already shit on in a frankly white supremacist fandom. The One Ring says, great thread that stems from a core misunderstanding on the word woke, its history, and its current weaponized usage. Great thread? You think that this is a great thread? Someone calling Tolkien racist, calling all of his fans white supremacists? The One Ring has completely missed the mark. Now they are attacking fans, they're going after YouTubers, they're doing everything in order to try to prove how woke they are to keep their access to this show. This is going to be an absolute unmitigated disaster for Amazon and unfortunately Lord of the Rings fans everywhere. If you are one of those people, those absolutely hardcore fans, I'm sorry for you that you're gonna have to go through whatever Amazon is about to do, and that people like this are continuing to try to shit on you and throw you out of a community that they think belongs to them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.